Hello everyone, this is Mayor Rick Kriseman, Mayor of the City of St. Petersburg. I am sitting here in my version of a tour bus since I spend most of my day not in a bus but in an office, and this is in my office in City Hall, and in front of me are 4 Cuban sandwiches. Now I know Alton Brown had visited the great city of Tampa looking for the best Cuban sandwich. I think he clearly made a mistake in not driving across the bridge to St. Petersburg, where I think we have the best Cuban sandwiches. And you know what really makes up a great Cuban sandwich is first off, you got to have good bread. Cuban bread is very similar to a baguette, except it's more pressed, has a good crispiness to it, and a flakiness to the crust. Traditional Cuban sandwich has to have roasted pork. Of course, we've got to have ham. You've got to have Swiss cheese. You got to have some pickles and mustard. What you sometimes will find in the Cubans over in Tampa is a little salami. I guess that's their version of the Cuban, and based on the history of the Italians that settled in Tampa, that's probably why salami has found its way into this sandwich. But we'll see what we've got here in front of us here in St. Pete. One of the things we don't see in a traditional Cuban is certainly any greens. No lettuce. Don't want lettuce. Don't want tomatoes. Those things do not belong in a Cuban sandwich. So let's see what we've got here in this first one. Looking at the Cuban, I see lots of roasted pork and mustard. There's our pickles. I've got some significant amount of ham that's in here. They've cut it traditionally with an angled cut, giving us a nice triangle. Good crunch in the bread. Crust on the bread's very good. A lot of, little bit of mustard in there, but the roasted pork is really nice, really sets off the flavors well. Good amount of ham balancing with the roasted pork and finishing it up with the pickle. All the flavors really meld well. Maybe a little heavy maybe on the mustard on this one. Our second one, clearly pressed. We actually even can see the marks in the bread here. And this one I see some salami has made its way into this sandwich. So this one tends to be more along the lines of our Tampa tradition. Thank God there's no mayo in these. I don't see any mayo in this one yet. All right, let's see what we got with this baby. So the flavor of the salami really overwhelms this one a little bit. I think there's a lot more salami. There's very little of the roasted pork, so you need more roasted pork in this one to really make it balance properly. I'm still not sure about the mustard, the level of mustard, and putting some mayo in there. It's a little bit strange. And the bread doesn't have quite the same consistency as the first one. Far better on the bread in the first one. Now we'll look at our third one, and oh boy, look at this. You can see it oozing out here. I thought at first it was mayo, but it looks like, based on its consistency, that looks like it could be the Swiss cheese, so that's a good thing. I was a little concerned. I thought we were having a critical mayo overload going on here. But so we see there's some roasted pork, pork that's in there. We got ham, and looky here, we got salami. So they've also taken the Tampa version of the sandwich and implemented it into this St. Petersburg restaurant. I like the Swiss cheese. It really sets off the flavors of the ham. It doesn't overwhelm, but you really get a sense of that Swiss cheese in this particular sandwich, more so than in the first two. Good amount of ham. The salami doesn't overwhelm the taste of this sandwich. Very good. And moving on to number D. Now, if you notice in this one, the pork is very different. This is real roasted pork as opposed to sliced. Look at that. And they've clearly they've gone heavy on that. That's fabulous. Nice, good pickles. There's our ham. Looking for the cheese to see it. That looks like, I'm not sure if I'm seeing any of the cheese in this one. We'll have to look and see if maybe I can see it in the other one. But we'll go ahead and take a bite. Well, the flavor of that pork and the mojo in this particular pork is absolutely outstanding. This particular sandwich has a very distinct taste, and there I see the Swiss cheese. So there is good Swiss cheese in this. No salami in this one. So this one is more of the traditional without the salami, but the roasted pork is simply outstanding in this one. Its flavors far overpower everything else. So if you love mojo and you love roasted pork, what you're going to get in this one, this is the sandwich. I'm not sure where this one is from, but this is the sandwich you're going to want to eat. All in all, 4 excellent, a little different each one of them, Cubans, but all of them here from St. Pete. So now that I've finished eating all 4 of these sandwiches, each of which was outstanding in its own way, let's see who we had here. This first one, which again had really nice roasted pork. If you look at the way the pork was on this, the great crust in the bread. This was from Pipo's. Fabulous, nice job. And our second one, which was sliced traditional, and in this case also was the first of the sandwiches I tasted that included and incorporated the salami into it, is from Ferg's. You know, it's great to see a sports bar that makes a really good Cuban sandwich. You don't always get that when you go to a sports bar. A lot of them try to do a Cuban and really fail miserably. Great job by Ferg's on this one. Our number 3 sandwich is from Caribbean Cafe. It's a restaurant down on Central Avenue, heading more westerly in the city. Is known for its pressed sandwiches, and in particular its Cubans. They do a wicked turkey Cuban also, although that's not quite traditional, but really good. Nice use of the Swiss cheese. Of all the sandwiches I ate, I love the flavor of their Swiss cheese in this particular one. And our last one does not surprise me now that I see the name that it was Bodega. Bodega, when it comes to their mojo pork, does an amazing job in their sandwiches, and once again has given us a great Cuban. So we've got 4 restaurants who know how to do a Cuban sandwich here in St. Petersburg. You got to check them out.